Hello, I'm Father Ed Murphy, the pastor of Corpus Christi Catholic Church in St. Augustine, Florida. On Wednesday, October 7th of this year, we celebrated the feast of Our Lady of the Holy Rosary. On that day, we finished the 54-day Rosary Novena prayers that we had begun on the feast of the Assumption of Mary, August 15th. While it is a little bit too early to tell of the fruits of that novena prayer, I am certain that Our Lady's Immaculate Heart was moved to pity for us, and I'm sure that she is interceding in a very powerful way. You and I realize that we're entering some very difficult and uncertain times, the likes of which we probably haven't seen. It's very scary. However, it's imperative that Catholics like you and I need to respond in a very strong way by fervent prayer, and especially with the prayer of the Holy Rosary. The month of October is dedicated to the Holy Rosary because many kinds of events have taken place during this month in honor of Our Lady. One such event took place 450 years ago. It happened on October 7th, 1571, which is called the Battle of the Lepanto. At that time in Christendom, the Holy Roman Empire was being faced with a very serious threat. The Ottoman Turks intended to invade Western Europe, and they had assembled one of the largest armadas the 16th century had ever seen. And their intent was to move westward toward Italy. The Venetian senators at that time in the city knew of the danger, and they reported to the Holy See and the Pope that what was going to take place. At that time, the Pope was St. Pius V. He was a Dominican Pope, and of course, being a Dominican, Dominicans had a great devotion to the Rosary because remember, our Blessed Mother gave the founder of that order, St. Dominic, the Holy Rosary as a weapon. So Pope St. Pius V knew of the power of the Rosary and immediately called upon Christians and Catholics throughout the whole Roman Empire to say the Rosary. And they would gather in groups called Rosary Confraternities. At that time also, Pope St. Pius V assembled the Holy League Fleet. This was a group of soldiers and sailors from various Catholic nations that gathered in the port of Venice and went out in battle against the Ottoman Turks. At the battle, the soldiers, the sailors of the Christian fleet were just overwhelmed and seeing this remarkable armada. But somehow, by a stroke of fortune, they were able to sink every Turkish ship, and they freed thousands of Christian slaves that were working in the gallows. Now, this was quite a miracle. And of course, when Pope Pius V heard about this, he knew who to attribute this victory. It was Our Lady. The following year, in 1572, Pope Pius V would name this feast Our Lady of the Victory. Later on, it became known as Our Lady of the Holy Rosary because it actually was the Rosary and the recitation of the Rosary that truly brought about the victory. And so, my dear friends, do not take lightly the obligation to recite the Holy Rosary daily with devotion and passion. We have a powerful weapon against the devil. I encourage those who do not know how to say the Rosary to learn so. You can get a lot of information on the internet that shows you, even tutorials that shows you how to do the Rosary. And I encourage those that do say the Rosary, say it every day. Say it with your family, mothers and fathers. Say it with your children. This unites families so much. And you know, many of you families tell me about the stories of how the Blessed Mother has strengthened and guarded your families, by this prayer. It's a very powerful weapon. There's a story that the senators or leaders of the city of Venice who witnessed the remarkable battle of Lepanto had this to say. They said, "It was not courage, not arms, nor leaders, but Mary of the Rosary that made us victors." And having said that, these beads that I show you right now are very powerful. Do not take this for granted. So many of you probably have rosary beads, but you never use them. You're like decoration, okay? This is not decoration. This is a powerful weapon, and we need to pray it. So many graces come through the power of the rosary. This is a timely weapon in a time of great uncertainty. Pray the Rosary. It will bring about the victory. It will bring about the conversion of heart, minds, and soul. It will bring about the reign and triumph of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. God bless you.